live. I really do greatly appreciate you giving me the moment or the opportunity to continue to put out this midday market report. I know it's not XRP, and if you're interested in XRP, you can always go back and watch the morning update. It was a fantastic update where I covered XRP, I covered Iota, and we did a little comparison back and forth. So just make sure you take a look at XRP update from this morning if you're looking for crypto. With this is the midday market report. I like to go from the top, from the Dow, all the way down through the gold markets, DXY, U.S. dollar currency index, which is the DXY, but the government bond, the 10-year yield, and I also like to cover crude. We go over the gold-silver ratio if you're new, so please make sure to hit that like button. It will certainly help push the content on here, and it'll certainly help push us through the analytics and help with more people reach this fine community. Jason, come on. Are you trying to say, come on, crap? Am I taking too long? Well, so be it. Mark, good afternoon. Sam, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Crypto Scrooge, good afternoon. Make sure you're following Crypto Scrooge as always. He covers not just solo, but everything basically on the XRP ledger and such. CJ2 Violet, welcome in as well. So let me timestamp this real quick. Good early afternoon, 1:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Mr. Mac, welcome in. Love seeing that 2-year badge on there. In Tom's Army for over 2 years with that 589 badge. The Dow's up 120 points or 0.34%. We continue this topside momentum as we're trying to fulfill this technical move up at 36,099. And then if you can get on top of the broadening wedge and actually break out of this, because these are bullish continuation patterns, if they play out properly, you could end up around 42,000. That's well above all-time highs. So if we break 36,986, you're back in discovery. And if you use that as a support, look out. But it looks like the Dow Jones is more favorable to a run to the upside. We know end of year, we have bonuses paid off of Q3 earnings and end of year stock price. That makes up a large sum of their actual year-end bonuses, so just consider that. U.S. dollar currency index continues to be very bearish. I've taken out the micro levels because we've fallen to a point now where if we continue this fall, we'll at least know we're coming back into this formation uptrend. And it's been a very long pattern. And it's time to start at least acknowledging this like we have been. Oh, CSPR. That's what I thought you... I didn't think you were saying crap because I see you in here all the time. But I did realize it was taking... I think I said I was going to be on at like 118. And I think it was 121 by the time I started. I know it's only a couple minutes, but I was fashionably late. Well, I can look at CSPR Casper for you real quick because it actually has had a nice little move. So we have... Yeah. All right, good. I'm not the only one who was thinking. So we started this in 1985, everybody. If you look at the top of the DXY resistance, and then you've got the support down here, 1978. Well, depending on which way you're looking at this, we had the pattern formation finally break out. Now we have the overextended. The reason why you have this overextension is because that's the pattern breakout. You have to break over that and hold and now rally back up and try to push that 154. Now, the problem with this is we know rising channels are very big bullish reverse or bearish reversals, and this descending pattern is not done yet. I think it's coming down here. A technical move down from this. I don't know what's going on with this right now, but TradingView did a fantastic thing where if you use the arrow now, oh, finally they fixed it. It was glitching the other day. When you press the arrow, it would shoot it all the way across as if you were using the, what do you call it? Which one is this? You can use one where it just points it out, like the extended line. The trend line was doing what the extended line was doing, and it was quite annoying. So it looks like they got that under wraps now, which is good. Because that was annoying. But what I'm saying is we would come back down here if we break this. The U.S. dollar is in such a bad spot here. If we were to break down these levels, and start breaking down officially, like in the daily, we're starting to look very weak. We're about to have a death cross here in the daily. The weekly is starting to reverse back. And it looks like it's going to come try to touch at least the 200 support. And that's at 100 spot 34 in the weekly. If you look at the monthly is where it gets concerning. If the US dollar, and you can see this long leg doji, this is a reversal candle. If this actually holds, I mean, it's talking about a massive reversal taking place here. I mean, we don't, it's not that we don't want it to happen, but if you're not prepared with precious metals and understanding the devaluing of your dollar, this is going to slap a lot of people in the face. And I've been talking about it nonstop since 2021 when I started in March, because I've never missed a day. And I just started doing the midday market reports a few months ago, but I always did the silver stacking. I've always told everybody how to put their profits from crypto into precious metals when the time was right. And now we're looking at the time, and we're about to get into precious metals, but gold is nearing an all-time high here. Tom, let's have a toast on December 17th, evening update. Maybe I'll do a shot together for your birthday and all the hard work. Hey, I'd be more than willing to come on my birthday sometime at night, because the cool thing about my birthday is I might be able to win a football championship coaching. My team's undefeated right now. We got 2 more regular season games, one this Sunday and then next Sunday on my dad's birthday, which is not this Sunday, but the following one on the 10th. And then on my birthday, we have the playoffs. Well, right now we're the 1 seed, and I don't see anybody else who's better than us. Last year, I was coaching a 7th, 8th, and 9th grade division, and we made it to the championship, but we all know the deal. And this team is a 6th grade team, and we're actually really good. Our quarterback's suspect at best, but our defense is fantastic. We have really good athletes on the team, and there's no team that's proven that they're as good as we are. So hopefully I can come on my birthday on December 17th, and I can show you a first place trophy. I've already showed you the second place runner-up trophy. I would love to add the championship accolade to my name. I've won it in baseball. I've won it in basketball. But I've never won a championship in football. So, well, I mean, second place. But I never played football. I only coach it. My mom wouldn't sign the permission slip when I was a kid, so I had to settle with baseball and basketball, which I was really good at baseball, so it is what it is. Storm Surge, you're on December 10th as well. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Same day as my dad. Awesome. Mr. Tony Carter, welcome in at 4:30 a.m. there. Yes, please hit that like button. As Mr. Carter said, hashtag mother's second choice. Somewhere in the Outback. 25 likes, 38 people watching. Not terrible. We could do better. I try to be a good leader. I try to teach good morals and respect when in competition. So, unfortunately, last season, the other coach was a big... I'm not going to get into it. But that league, the age group folded because everybody quit that league after. I just didn't know what I was getting into because it was my first year coaching in it because of my nephew. But we made it to championship despite the circumstances. So... what I'm looking at for the U.S. government bonds is if it's going to have some kind of hold, it would come down here and make this inverted head here. That's my expectation. And then it needs to bounce out. I think this is going to come down to about that 3.9%. Maybe it holds at 4.1. But I think the U.S. government, they're expanding the money supply. Oh, you're welcome, Mooter. I can't think of anything else I'd rather do than this, honestly. I have a passion for all of this, so I love sharing it. And I love that the audience is growing. We're over 19,300 now, which is insane. It's been a great year of growth, even in the bear market here. So, what I'm looking at is with the government, they are void of having to pay taxes now. They don't have to pay taxes, the Fed, which is ridiculous. But with that being said, they're expanding the money supply. They're going to start buying these bonds. They won't have to pay the taxes on the interest they accrue on these. So... I don't see any reason why they're not going to continue pouring into this. It'll allow this to come way down to about 3.8 to 4%. And then I think in time, a lot of people are telling me I'm crazy, but if you've never heard of a thing called bank balance, you would think I'm crazy. I think that the interest rates are going to come way back up here, and we're going to retest these areas from 1980s. I really do. I think we're going back to the Volcker years, Paul Volcker. I think we're going back there. If anybody knows who that is. He used to be the old Jerome Powell. So I think we're coming up here. That's a very big descending channel. And everybody knows who watches me, a descending channel is a massive bullish reversal. The bigger the channel, the bigger the reverse. And that is massive. So if we don't come, I'm going to circle an area and we'll see in time. If we don't come up here, I'd be stunned. If we're not somewhere between that 10 and 13%, I would be stunned. Stunned. That's why when they're telling you on the TV, Bloomberg and all your financial advisors are telling you to lock in a 10-year government bond at 5.25. Do you know the 4-month right now is giving out like 5.27? The 4-month. So why would you lock in a 10-year around the same rate, even if it's a little bit more? In 10 years, you're locked in 5.4% when you're going to be at around 11 to 13. I guarantee it. Well, you can't guarantee anything. But I'm telling you, I've seen this before. I wasn't alive the last time this happened, but I've studied this a lot. I've read stuff. I'm more educated on this stuff than many people that you could watch on YouTube because I put my trust in people like Peter Schiff, Mike Maloney, Jordan Peterson, Robert Kiyosaki, to a lesser extent these days because he's a pusher of a lot of you know what these days. But back in the day when it was vital, you know, so I know a lot about the economy and from alternative perspective, and there's many more I could list. But this is happening. We're going to have a 210% increase on these government bonds. So what happens to somebody who's locked it away at 10% or 5.4% for 10 years? And then sometime it's going to be, and I'm not saying it's in 1941. I'm saying it's going to happen. It's going to come up here very quickly. You can't just maintain this. The only reason it's going down right now and the illusions being had is because the U.S. government is buying government bonds like you could not believe. What happens when the BRICS nations get to unload our government bonds starting on the first of the year? I say the second with the grace period. They're going to have to, as they're selling out, the bond interest rates are going to go up exponentially because they're going to try to beg for new buyers to pay the old buyers out. That's how a Ponzi scheme works, and we're coming down to the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure some of you heard the news. They're allowing petro to be bought without U.S. dollars for the first time since we went off the gold standard. Take a look at that headline. Is it any convenience that it started right before the new year? Monthly, weekly, daily, with crude, all looks good. Except what they're doing year of end. This all looked good, but now we have a death cross. If we get rejected here, they want $70 year of end. And are you going to bet against the government to get it year of end? There's no coincidences. But what this does is it has a massive tug of liquidity here. The Saudis already said they're not exporting as much stuff to the U.S. in gas. So the fact that it went down at the same time is a tragedy. That means at some point, it's all going to hit the fan. Shit's going to hit the fan, ladies and gentlemen. And at some point, crude oil is going to be around double where it's at right now. And at some point, you're going to go to the pump and it's going to be $7, $8 a gallon, even in Michigan. And right now, it's like 3 something. I'm telling you, this is all going to hit the fan in 24. I don't know how extraordinary 24 is going to be, or if it's just the start of it as we work through 24. But at some point, we're going into a massive capitulation to the top side. You can call it a melt up when it comes to gold, silver, DXY, and you're going to have a meltdown. The DXY is going to melt down. The 10-year is going to melt down, while simultaneously precious metals is going to melt up. And mainly risk assets are going to melt up, like the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, the S&P. So understand what it means on a rotational tug when you have a rotation with the risk assets. Risk assets, risk on. I'm saying risk on. Before I was saying risk off. Now it's risk on. And it's going to suck. Oh, it's going to suck. I'm just trying to get everybody in the right spot before it happens. This is the gold-silver ratio. What I interpret could happen if we break down and lose that head where I circled. If we lose this, the technical breakdown would be 42.628. And it's just a matter of when you want to get there. I measured 2 different spots. You could get there more immediate, or it could take a while. But I think in time, we're coming back down there, and I don't think there's any way around it. The only way around this is if we continue this ascending formation, but it can't happen. It can't happen, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is why I've been so adamant about the gold-silver ratio. When gold is within $40 right now of an all-time high, And is it doing anything other than what we've predicted? It needed a technical move up here, consolidation to here, breakout. I mean, it did exactly what we've talked about. And the problem with this is if it's doing exactly what we talked about, it's likely going to finish out the next part of the rotation. And if that's the case, we're shattering 2082, which, like I said, we're less than $40, $35 from all-time highs. The reason the gold-silver ratio is not going to continue going up, when gold's only $35 from all-time highs, silver is 50%, or a 100% move away from all-time highs. So you tell me in the next big cycle, do you think the gold-silver ratio is more likely to go up when gold's at all-time highs, or do you think it's going to crash down as silver is still 100% below all-time highs from 2011? And the money supply is expanding. You tell me what you think is more plausible, that gold-silver ratio to continue eking up towards 90 to 1 again, or it to drop in half. Gold-silver ratio is going down. I've been buying my bulk, all of it. I've never bought an ounce of silver under 75 to 1, but most of it has come between 85 and 100 to 1. So when silver gets down to 45, 40 to 1, you better believe I'm going to be turning in some silver for bars of gold. And I already have a nice amount of gold. You know, I own, whether it's buried, whether it's stored, whether it's hidden, whether it's in the mountains of Tuscany or in the outback of the Amazon, or even in the Sahara Desert. You know, it could be down in Djibouti on some pirate ships down below the ocean. But there's a wealth coming through. So I know what I'm looking at. And I get told all the time that, and this is the most insulting thing, like by family, do you talk to a financial advisor? I am not a financial advisor, but like I always tell everybody, don't you wish I was, or should I say, aren't you glad I'm not? If I was a financial advisor, I couldn't do any of this. I sure as heck couldn't tell you the truth. Like, so when people in my family would be like, do you use a financial advisor? No. So what do you have to show for it? Well, my house is paid off and I'm 39 and I just moved into it a year ago. And it's a $230,000 house. I got my precious metals instead of having a bunch of money in the bank, but I won't tell anybody that. They don't need to know that. I don't tell my family I'm storing precious metals in the way I am. So, yes, financial coach. I like that, Angela. Yes, I do like that. Kyle, I know there's a stack on Cape Cod. There sure is over there in that fine state of Massachusetts, Kyle. Just in case I have to visit. Yeah, we're about 700 subscribers away from 20,000. It is not going to happen in 23. I know it isn't because I'm being shadow banned by YouTube right now and for a myriad of reasons. So if you've noticed over time, when my stuff's not properly being put on your timeline, it's a concerted effort by YouTube. Go, they say, who's your financial advisor? I'll say Tom's Army. There you go. Exactly. And right now, the cool thing is I'm very transparent. I put $3,400 and something dollars into XRP at 346, and I put, well, a little bit over that because I have 12,222 tokens, but I base it on 10,000 tokens when I talk. And then about 6,000 on everything else. So I've got 3,500 in XRP, not 6,000. I spent 3,500 in XRP, 36 we'll say, and then probably that same amount on everything else. So I've got around 6,000, 6,500 into everything. My portfolio is over 12,000 with my cryptos. So if you want to talk about a bear market and where you should be or where you shouldn't be, you know, I'll take that all day and twice on Sunday in a bear market. Because then in a bull market, you get that exponential growth. Do you know in the bull market of 21 or the mini bull market rally or mini bear market rally that failed, my account went from about $4,000 roughly to over 16,000. And when I cashed out, I was like 12,000 something in profit. Do you realize that we're only at 61 cents for XRP and my account's already well over 12,000? Imagine what happens if we're in a real bull market. Instead of having an $18,000 account, the account's going to be well over 30, 40, 50,000. And that's not counting all the profit I took out and putting into precious metals when gold was at 14, 1,500 and I was telling everybody to buy silver at 16, 17. Remember, we got a chance at 17 together, like 1780 something, even around 17. So it's like, it's not how you use your profits, it's where you put them and when you put back into the crypto after you sell out. Just bought Iota. And oh, yeah. Iota was a beautiful buy. And I told everybody I would have been buying Iota if it was available where I live. But unfortunately, jurisdiction for some reason, you got to go outside your ways here in Michigan. But B2 Gold right now, remember we talked about I was not willing to let this play out on this inverted right arm, and I was buying at $2.98, and I was very transparent about $3,588. And I actually had somebody, Tom, you're lying about that. You did not buy it right there. You just say you buy stuff when you don't. Obviously, they can't say anything about crypto because I show you every purchase. So I bought, and let me, I'm going to prove it because I like to prove things. So you're going to have to turn this around. That's my B2 Gold. And I'll read it and then you can read it. 3,588 invested at $2.98, 1,204 shares. It's up 12.45% or 446 bucks. You know, so when people call me out, I'll absolutely show it on the midday market report. You better believe it. Just because I want people to understand what my philosophy is and I don't want you to think I'm dicking you around. And I've told everybody this day after day after day on the midday market report exactly. We're up to 63 people here now on the midday market report. This 2 days in a row, we top 60. Wow. Really? So the word is getting around on the midday market report. That makes me happy, actually. For anybody who knows, we started the midday market reports with about 20 solid. Even though I was doing well over 100 on my normal lives. But it all shuffles. So right now on B2 Gold, we have an inverted hammer candle on this weekly, very bullish. If this weekly closes above this $3.23, and guess what? The weekly, I could even say 322, the weekly ends on Friday. So we're almost done with this weekly. We've got until 4 p.m. on Friday. So about 51 and a half hours roughly. No, 50 and a half hours if I'm doing my math correct. Something like, no, 51. Yeah, I know. Iota, for anybody who's wondering, and we'll cover Iota right after I do silver, but that's B2 Gold. B2 Gold, we've talked about, that's the easiest money I've made all year. I'll be honest with you. Throwing that 3,500 plus in there, just 3,500 to make $400 plus already on that small move. It's the easiest money I've made all year. And I'm collecting up just over 5%. It's not well over. It's actually, I think, 5% flat right now. Let me check. No, now that it made this little move yesterday night or this early morning, it's probably at 4.9 if I had to guess. I'm pretty good with the B2 Gold dividend staying ahead of it, even without looking at it. This is my baby. 4.82%, so not that far off. 4.82%. So we're going to see now. We're going to see. Thank you for that, CJ2 Pilot. Dead on the money with the 4.82. Thank you for that. Dead on the money. And if we do rotate up on this inverted head and shoulders, you're looking at a target of around $4. And that doesn't mean it's just going to... Look at this descending structure. Eventually, this is all going to reverse, and we've got to retest. Remember, gold is at within $45 of all-time highs. B2 Gold and most mining stocks, because of rotation, it's still 56% below all-time highs here. Just consider that. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. I'm being generous. I think it's like, whatever, 56%. So you're 56% below all-time highs. So, and imagine when you take all-time highs. Look what happened here, ladies and gentlemen. You had the exact same consolidation that started back in 2012, right down. Actually, I don't know if this is all-time highs for B2 Gold, actually, because I could look at a different chart. Because we went up to, it should be, though, 460, because 2011, and then into 2020, we had crazy shit happen. So it went from 454 all the way down to 63 cents. Notice the same uptrend I've been using, right, since back in 2016. Isn't that the line I've been telling everybody? If it breaks that and breaks this formation, look out. This is the line. And the fact it created this inverted head and shoulders, look what happened here last time it bounced off of it. Consolidated out, boom. Now it did the same descending structure all the way back down. Now if it bounces off it, boom. What do you think's going to happen the next time? When gold's at 4,000 or 5,000 with these mining stocks. Even 3,000. Nobody... You know how many times I was told, oh, you're such an idiot for buying gold and silver. How could you put your US dollar into that crap? How could you do it, Tom? I've been told that so many times it makes my head want to jump off and literally roll into a sewer. You're my financial coach, brother. I got average cost of 37 cents because you coach. Hey, and you know, we don't know if it's ever going to go down below that, but we stuck to the 2020 uptrend after we sold in 21. And that 2020 uptrend held support in 22 and early 23. So we knew it was the spot to buy, even though we sold at $1.66 after buying at 47. So even me, I had a 47-cent average the first time around. I sold at $1.66. Now I have a 346. Don't you think I'm happy? Took all that profit in 21 with everybody, the whole 1,000 people that were in my subscribers back then. But now the journey of the last 2 years, I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. It's already paying off. I mean, it's paid off my house. It allows me to work from home, and that's not YouTube. I'm talking about the trade. It allows me to literally do what I need to do every single day. And everybody always asks me, why do you come on so many times? Because it's how if I'm not coming on, I'm still looking at stuff the same way because I have to stay on top of all markets. Some people tell me I'm psycho. I am a psychopath when it comes to this, I suppose. But I have a thing for numbers and I have a thing for a pattern. I like patterns and I like doing the same thing over and over and over. I can't work on a line. I couldn't work in a store anymore. I couldn't work like at a fast food. But if I like something, I want to do the same damn thing over and over and over and watch it continue to move. You can't just invest and just think, oh, investing's not buying and selling, ladies and gentlemen. Invest consistency. That's what I was looking for. Crypto Scrooge consistency. Jose, as long as we don't break 85 cents, the formation that started in January 2018 for XRP, it has no choice but to likely go down at some point to reconsolidate to make sure that structure is still intact. If you reject at 85, you would come back in a converging motion, probably more around 40 cents this time or 45. It just depends how high up you go. So, and then with silver, I know I've been neglecting silver today. Rockin' XRP painter. I am, in general, laugh out loud in a car painter must be the chemicals. Yeah, I bet you the chemicals will get you in a little bit of an interesting spot. I appreciate that. I'm the most consistent. I like that. I like that. But I told everybody in the beginning, if you follow me, I don't have the proof now. I can just come here and show you each and every day what I believe and keep you doing the same thing I am. But in the future, actually, I had the proof very early, didn't I? I told people when to buy XRP, and we had in the next month and a half, we made like on XRP alone several, what, 300%. Thank you for being psycho, Tom. Hey, Sam, thanks for the $9.99. And I guess I could say thank you for being psycho with the donations as well. This man has donated to me, I don't even know how many times, but he will send me $10, $20 here and there. And I know for a fact you sent me like, I want to say 15 or 20 yesterday. So the fact you did it back-to-back days, it's impressive. But we have a very, very loyal audience here. And I know a lot of people are appreciative that I don't charge to show you my portfolios or to charge to have everybody buy in when I buy. Or that I don't do paid promotions, advertisements, or sponsorships. There's a reason why I don't do that. I know I'm doing just what I need to do in life. So I want to help everybody else do it too. Not saying that I don't struggle like the rest. But, you know, things are expensive now. It's not our fault. Ooh, what is this? I just took a splinter out of my hand that I didn't even know I had. Live on air. Holy crap. That thing was big. I was like, man, there it is. Did I get it? Yeah. Sorry about that. I just got a big ass splinter out of my finger. I didn't even know I had it. I must have got it when I was trying to help that cat out back. Ooh, that hurt. Whew. Anyhow. Rockin' XRP painter, thank you so much for the $5 from my fellow psycho. Hey, you just got to put the psycho, the psychoness into the right spot, I suppose. Jeffrey, hey, Tom, what you have shown and said. I'm going to read the rest of that. But thank you, Rockin' XRP painter, for that. And thank you for being in Tom's army as well. That's definitely paying above and beyond. I do want to read the rest of that. But with silver, we're breaking out. We were in a very wide formation here. It started back in 2020. The resistance started in January 21. We converged. Now we have a breakout. This is our extension here on this bull flag. If we do break this and hold, we have a technical move to 28.89. And then if we can break over this area, particularly 34.85, that should help us signal out. But that's going to be a double move here if we get up there. But that would help with the move up to $50. Let's celebrate the third super on live stream. Thank you for the third time sending one. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? Usually it only shows when somebody sends it the first time, I thought. That's fantastic. And then Iota, like he was talking about. I talked I told everybody about Iota, did I not? I put the target at 35 cents and I showed the wide cup and handle it was working on. And we talked about the moment it broke this and held, and we've been talking about this for days. I said the one that I regret not being able to buy is this one. This one. And I said it for a reason because I said that was the longest downward consolidation I've seen on this since it's been out. And these these descending channels are very big bullish reversals. And like if you look at this in the weekly, a little bit easier to see what it's trying to do. We have an inverted hammer now, and this is very bullish. And I told everybody when it broke this channel, it wasn't just a 10, 15. It's got to come all the way up here, and that's like 120%. I think some people laughed at me when I first said it. I really do. But look, in one day, it's up 52%. I don't think people are laughing anymore. You know, I know where the moves are. That's why when I look at XRP, is it somewhat stuck in a similar cycle as Iota? And I know it's harder to see on a weekly, but just let me break this into just this exact formation right here. And you tell me if you see any similarities. So just study this right here in the daily. And it's not going to look identical, but just study this move. Boom. Actually, you know what? Boom. Boom to the head. Boom to the right shoulder. And if it comes up, study that. Look how that looks. Now let's go back to Iota if we break it down into a more minute spot. So now we have Iota. God, it's so much harder because it's such a big cluster. I don't even know if you could do it. Boom, 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 swing around. But it's a cluster. We even put it up the descending structure above it. I mean, that is such a compacted move. I don't know. To me, it seems like this part of the rotation right here speaks a lot like XRP. It's just, it put in the inverted left arm, the head, the right shoulder, but it's descending in nature this whole time, and then bam. I mean, look at the volume. Look at the volume. I went to 10.9 million, almost 11 million in 4 hourly. This in 3 hours only has 2.85, but it was a nice consolidation and continuation. Now, if you're looking for a hold at 248, simple, and it's got plenty of room. 248 on this 4 hourly, very bullish. So, I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, please make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to Tom's Army, as I would love to see more people in Tom's Army. Pay it forward, but I would love to see more people subscribe to the channel as well. We're just over 18,300. Pay attention to gold. Gold's getting very close to all-time highs. Did I not warn everybody of the unsuspected year-end rally for gold, silver, and precious metals, and also commodities? We talked about this until I was blue in the face because it was unavoidable. It's unavoidable. The writing is on the wall. There's nothing we can do about this. All we can do is prepare, plot, and have our best assets as friends. Gold and silver, precious metals, best ally is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency's best ally is gold and silver, precious metals. Real money likes to hang out with real money. Fake money like USDT, fake money like USDT and BUSD and the US dollar and things like that. They hang out together and they go to die. Why hang out with things that are going to go to die when you can have things that are going to reinvent society? Gold and silver is the time-tested champ of money. It's the only thing that's never disappeared over the time. It doesn't matter what the times are, it's always here. Currency goes and comes as they please, and we just change the name. You know, so cryptocurrency is the first thing that's come digitally that we can spend borderless, which makes it money. If I can take XRP and sell it in America and get USD, go to Canada, get the CAD, you know, or go to who the hell knows to get the Swiss or everywhere. That's what's going on. Oh yeah, it's definitely growing, Wooter. I've invested. I hope everybody here is invested in the way that we are. It's growing very much. My gold and silver, I can't put a price on it because I've been buying it anywhere from $1,400 an ounce And the most I paid was like 19 something, but very sparsely when I'd buy it that high. And then silver, I bought it anywhere from $11 all the way up to 23, mostly under 20. So have a great afternoon. I hope this found you well. Stay blessed. And thank you all so much for sticking around. 62 people watching, 62 likes. What a fantastic midday market report. How